I remember in one of my drawing classes in high school, we had to go take pictures, bring the pictures to class, and then draw the pictures. Then I'm like, why are we drawing the pictures when the picture's already done? And then that's when I took a photo class and I was like, this is it, this is done. I don't have to draw this. I'm Ray. I make a magazine called Hamburger Eyes, and we're in LA. The city was changing, our rent was getting bumped up. We couldn't hang on to the studio. A lot of people with a lot of money are moving to that city, so a lot of people with not that much money are getting squeezed out. The same old story though, it's been the story of SF for years, so. I was there like 12 years or 13 years or something like that. I thought it was just my time to move on as well. This is the latest issue of Hamburger Eyes. This guy, Caleb Stein, shot these photos in upstate New York. I really like his photos because he's documenting the life of his little town he lives in. And this is like a watering hole that he hangs out at. These photos are from Israel. I'm still trying to get this guy a package of this. Like the 2 addresses he gave me are undeliverable. Wow. Because he's like in the cut of Israel somewhere. This is a photographer from France. That's what excites me as an editor, seeing these things that are happening in other parts of the world and other cultures and just other lifestyles that I don't know about. This is like an education for me. This is a selfish thing. So I made the first issue of Hamburger Eyes in 2001. It was just Xerox. I was working at Kinko's at the time. Since then, we've published over 200 titles. I have a page counter on the website, and it's something like 4 million something photos or pages. In the beginning, it's about the photo. And then secondary, it's about the photographer. And then thirdly, it's about like the way of life. And then fourthly, it's about just the energy. What's great about these photos is your imagination just runs wild. If you see these little details, you can kind of figure out what's going on with that person. So first of all, I'm Filipino, so if you're Filipino, you just grow up in like a huge family. You know what I mean? Like I have like hundreds of cousins and they're always at our house every weekend or we're at their house and there's like parties every other day. Like in an instant, we could have 50 people out the house just chilling, you know? And it was normal. And then that kind of grew for me in a way, like for skateboarding, I was always around like 10 dudes all the time. I guess that you could say that helped Hamburger Eyes, just being around lots of people all the time, especially when we had the studio in SF, just being open to people doing photography, just come kick it, you know? You know, my senior year, in the middle of my senior year, I had to move to Hawaii. And that's when I really got into making zines because I was sending photos to my friends and they were sending photos to me, like pen pal status. And like, what are you guys doing in San Diego? And then they'd send me a bunch of photos and vice versa. Like I'd go get photos printed at whatever Costco and have like 10 made of one photo. And I'm like, I could just Xerox this and put these in the zines I'm making and then just mail them all zine. My brother used to make this joke, like when I'd be walking around with a camera and he'd introduce me to someone, he'd be like, oh, this is my biographer. You know, like he made that joke. But to me, it's just like, Oh, I am just recording and taking notes on everything that's happening in my life. I guess I'm interested in like that daily autobiographical, this is my life kind of stuff. I feel like a tourist mostly. Tourist of like my own life, I guess. There's no mission statement. Like the subtitle of Hamburger Eyes is the continuing story of life on Earth. And I stole that from National Geographic. When I started going to community college, I really liked my anthropology class. And it's just like, you know, the study of humans. And that kind of like rung a bell like, oh, maybe that's why I like photography so much. Like we see so much polished stuff, fake stuff, that I just wanted to show people that that's not what life really looks like. I do like that we're in nature right now. Feels good to be breathing some fresh air, huh? I feel like an old guy already. Like I left SF and now all I want to take pictures of is like plants and the beach and squirrels. I love squirrel photos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's try to get this squirrel. I got him. We'll get more. We'll get him and his whole crew. He was cool because he was gray. I never seen one that gray, like me. This photographer in SF, I don't know him. He emailed me photos of his two cats playing, and I like cats, and I just thought these are cool, fun photos that would look good in the magazine. Obviously, the guy's not gonna get rich off these cat photos. Maybe, I don't know. Your photography kind of eventually, when it gets past being about the photos and even being about like a lifestyle, once it gets past all that, then it's just what you do. It's just your form of being that you need to be seeing and snapping these photos because you don't know why, you know? I know I'll be taking photos forever, but I don't know if I could be editing other people's photos forever. It's still fun for me and I still enjoy it. But how much longer do I got in me? I never knew that before, but now that I'm in my 40s, I'm like, I could boo up. I could settle down. I can see that. I could be a dad. I don't know if I will. I mean, it might be too late in the game for me, but yeah, there's been sacrifices I had to make. Just living situations, opportunities have to get turned down because there's already like pre-planned Hamburger Eyes stuff. I mean, I'd rather be doing Hamburger Eyes stuff when it comes to work stuff, but it's not enough, so I still gotta freelance and stuff like that. But I feel lucky that he wants to submit these photos to Hamburger Eyes, you know? Like a good photographer that I like look up to or never heard of, and then they send me a link to their website and it's like really good, you know? That kind of keeps me going. It's a flattering thing that some of these talented guys want to participate in what I'm doing and not get paid because we don't pay anybody. And it's hard to get published, you know? I mean, that's another reason like I kept Hamburger Eyes going is because I meet so many photographers and no one gets to see their work. We've definitely had some successes with Hamburger Eyes. We've definitely had tons of failures too, but for the most part, if we just remember that we're just trying to have fun with photography, then that's all that matters. Good photos, bad photos, having success and failure, all those weird like labels are just kind of, at a certain point, they're just kind of out the door. Like you're a seer and you're just gonna go see things and you can't fail at that. Even though like if you look at my bank account or whatever, everything could be considered like a complete failure. But it's fine, you know? there's already so much other shit to stress about. I try not to purposely put too much stress on making zines, because that's like the fun part of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everything else is fucking bullshit. I don't think too much about the viewer. I'm kind of just going by what I like. I don't know if that's fucked up or not. Maybe I'll sell more magazines if I thought about the end viewer. I just want to do things however I want to do them at the time of doing them. In the publishing world, from a zine, you could either go into publishing nice art, monograph, hardcover books, or we could have turned into a commercial magazine where we have like Mountain Dew ads, and you know, you always want to up your circulation. But I was like, neither of those choices kind of interest me, so I'd rather just stay where we're at and then just kind of grow sideways. I feel like it makes its own decisions. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I feel like Hamburger Eyes kind of took its own consciousness and has its own thing.
Yeah.
To me, when people get like shocked off a photo, it means that they don't know much about life. Because this is just photographers seeing what they're seeing. People think that we're just like this mean crew where we hate everybody. But on the website, my email's there, and there's open submissions, and all the specs are there, and anybody could submit photos. It's weird getting filmed taking photos, because you're like, that's like the dumbest photo I ever shot, right?